lights and cameras and mirrors.
Oh, hello. It's your boy, Auteur Deluxe. You may have noticed that I have no idea what I'm doing. Some videos are more narrow than others, some videos are more wide, some videos have a dirty bed in the background, some have a green screen, some don't. Sometimes I look like I'm dipped in fucking formaldehyde and like look like I have jaundice. Other times I look the shade of a piece of paper. Yeah, I'm just kind of winging it. I figure it's better to get it out there, and as long as the sound isn't fucking horrific, because more people will tune out with shitty sound than shitty video, so yeah, I'm just figuring it out, so that's why, and I just want to keep chugging along. I figure it's good to have a big backlog of content, and then no one will look at your old shit anyway once you have the good shit out there, so yeah, just fake it till I make it is the mantra. Today, we are going to talk about Some Kind of Heaven. This just recently came out locally and in select theaters. It's also on streaming for a couple dollars. This is a documentary about the Villages. That's a retirement community here in Florida. It's about an hour and a half away from where I am. Locally, a lot of my viewers know it as the place where old people get syphilis and swing. Nationally, you might remember it as a place where a man in a golf cart spewed a racial slur, and then it got retweeted by the president. I'm not going to repeat it because then it could be clipped and look like I'm saying it. Google it. It's out there. The Villages. Anyway, this is a really good looking documentary. That it's in that 4:3 aspect ratio, but they planned for it. They shot for it. So everything kind of takes the center of the frame. Everything's composed very well. It's not like a panned and scanned like cut of a VHS where they just cut the sides off of a widescreen thing. They planned for the 4:3 for the square aspect ratio, and it really, a lot of the shots remind me of an Ulrich Seidel film, or it's specifically an Ulrich Seidel documentary. He did this documentary called In the Basement, where the composition is very similar. It's that almost Wes Anderson-ish where the subject is right in the middle, everything's very symmetrical, and the color palette is very distinct. Although with Wes Anderson, it's more of this drab thing. This movie, it's very colorful, a very intense color palette. When you live in Florida and you buy a camera and don't know what the fuck you're doing, you want to go out and take pictures, but it's just, they're always shitty. It's just like, okay, here's a palm tree, here's the beach, I don't really know what I'm doing. The guy that made this documentary, fantastic. It looks great. You're like, holy shit, this is where I live. So with everything being centered in the frame and the amazing color palette, this is a very surreal feeling documentary. This isn't like a hardline like PBS NewsHour documentary. It's a very surreal documentary that takes on its own kind of vibe, almost like a Napoleon Dynamite type of vibe, where you don't know if it's 2004, 2008, 2018, or like 1994. Very artfully done. And even as a Florida resident, this is very alien to me. It doesn't feel like, oh, I know that place, I know that place. There was one of those instances where a place I used to work was actually on the sign, but anyway. But it feels more like a dream. Like, I used to come to Florida when I was a kid, so it's like a dream of a memory of Florida. Very, very surreal feel to this documentary. And the subjects of this documentary, I think they follow about 3 different people or couples around for this movie. They're all very interesting. Usually with a documentary, at least one of the subjects lags, or even like a serial anthology film where it's got like different pieces that are completely unrelated to each other. There's usually one dud or one that you're not as interested in. They're all very interesting in this one, and I would be very surprised if this gets big distribution, if it doesn't hit like trending, kind of like a Tiger King or, you know, any of those documentaries that kind of blow up on Netflix. I think this is that interesting, and this is that out there. It does have some truly shocking moments. So to sum it up, Some Kind of Heaven, it's a mood piece, definitely. Its strengths are in its otherworldly feel, and it does have a tinge of being dark, but it's not overwhelmingly dark. You do have a tinge. It's like at the end of Happiness, they all go move to Florida. You kind of feel like this is those people now. This one really surprised me. I just kind of put it on like, oh, haha, The Villages. I know what that is, but it was really good. I give it 4 stars. Seek this out. It's on Fandango now, but they're not paying me, so get it wherever you can get it, but I highly recommend it. I think this is a good one. So thank you. Stay hydrated. Have a good one. Follow me on social media. All the links are below.